Are you trying to impress women, but deep down you're terrified that you're just another forgettable face in the crowd? Let's cut the excuses. Most men are boring, predictable, and weak. They follow the same lazy patterns, copy-paste the same nice guy routines, and end up blending into the background like wallpaper. Women can smell it from a mile away, and they're repelled by it. But here's the brutal truth: there's a small percentage of men, no more than 2%, who know something the rest don't. They carry themselves differently. They move with intent. They strike without hesitation. And because of that, women don't just notice them, they obsess over them. Today, I'm going to tear open the curtain and expose 14 rare behaviors that flip attraction on its head. These are the things women secretly crave but will never admit, and when you use them, you don't just stand out. You become unforgettable. You become the man she can't ignore. If you stay until the end, you'll discover not only how to trigger raw attraction, but also how to create an emotional hook so powerful, it borders on addictive. The question is, are you ready to stop being average and finally step into the role of a man who dominates the room? Then let's begin. 1. Take the lead like a predator. Stop waiting for her to plan. Stop asking, "So, what do you want to do?" That's the weak man's line. Women drown in men who push the mental load onto them. Do you want to know what she craves? A man who decides. A man who creates the plan and owns it. It doesn't matter if it's dinner at the new place she mentioned, a surprise picnic, or a night drive to somewhere only you know. What matters is the move. Say this: "I've already booked us a table. You're going to love it." That's not just interest, that's leadership. That's dominance disguised as thoughtfulness. And here's the kicker: when you take initiative, you're sending her a message that rattles her subconscious: I value your time. I control the frame. I'm a man who knows what he wants. And trust me, that energy, it puts a smile on her face she didn't even know she had. 2. Listen like a weapon. Most men don't listen, they wait for their turn to talk. Some pretend, others don't even try. That's why when a man actually listens, truly listens, it's disarming. Here's how you weaponize it: when she shares something, repeat it back in your own words. So you felt frustrated when that happened, right? I get it. Do you realize what just happened? You told her, without saying it directly, that her thoughts are valuable, her emotions matter. The moment she feels that, she relaxes. She opens. And attraction digs its claws in deeper. Because now you're not just another guy nodding absent-mindedly, you're the one who gets inside her head. That's rare. That's powerful. That's dangerous. 3. Value her opinion, but stay in control. Weak men either ignore her opinions or bend to them completely. Both are pathetic. Real men? They invite her perspective but still steer the ship. Ask her, "Should I go with the black shirt or the blue one?" You're not begging for approval, you're signaling that her input matters. But notice this: you still make the final call. That balance, confidence mixed with respect, creates a bond most men will never touch. Because when she feels her words actually count, she feels valued. And when she feels valued, she'll chase the man who made her feel that way. 4. The secret power of pet names. Most men are clueless about this psychological weapon. A nickname isn't cute, it's intimate code. When you call her Angel, Sunshine, or a name only the two of you share, you build a private world she can't escape. Here's what science says: hearing that personal name triggers a flood of emotion in the brain. She begins associating that word, and the feeling, with you. Soon, she'll crave hearing it more than her own name. That's not just affection, that's imprinting. That's control. 5. Flip the laughter dynamic. Everyone knows making her laugh is powerful. But few men realize the real weapon is flipping it back on her. When she cracks a joke, don't just laugh, lock eyes, smile, and say, "Wow, you're actually really funny." That moment, you just lit her up. Her self-esteem spikes, her emotions surge, and she links those feelings directly to you. And laughter is a chemical cocktail. It floods both of you with dopamine, the feel-good drug of the brain. Which means every time she laughs with you, her body literally rewires itself to crave more of you. That's not just attraction. That's addiction. 6. The haircut rule. Think a haircut is just grooming? Wrong. It's an instant psychological upgrade. Every 6 to 8 weeks, sharpen your look. The moment you step out of the chair, you walk differently. You carry yourself differently. And women feel it instantly. Psychologists call it the halo effect, when one strong trait, looking sharp, makes people assume you're successful, disciplined, and magnetic. That's why a simple haircut isn't just about looks, it's a weapon that multiplies attraction before you've even opened your mouth. 7. Clothes that command. Stop drowning yourself in baggy clothes that scream insecurity. Stop wearing just anything. Fitted doesn't mean tight, it means tailored. Clothes that fit tell the world, I respect myself. And women see it instantly. The way your jeans fit your frame, the way your shirt complements your body, the confidence in your stride, it all sends one primal message: this man knows who he is. And nothing is sexier than that. 8. The invisible magnet, cologne. Here's where most men sleep on their power: smell. A woman can forget your words, your face, even parts of your night together. But your scent? It lingers in her memory like a shadow. The right cologne doesn't just smell good, it burns you into her brain. Every whiff drags her back to you. Every memory of you is scented with attraction. That's why cologne is the invisible weapon. She won't even know why she keeps thinking about you. But you will. By now you see the pattern. These aren't tricks. They're weapons, small, rare actions that cut through the noise of 98% of men. Do them right, and you won't just stand out. You'll dominate. 9. Eye contact that dominates. Most men look away too fast. They avoid holding her gaze because they're afraid of the tension. Weak. Here's the truth: eye contact is a silent dominance test. Hold it, and you win. Break it too early, and you've already lost. When you lock eyes with her, don't flinch, don't dart away. Keep it steady, slow, and controlled, like a predator watching his prey. You're telling her without words, I see you. I'm not intimidated. I own this moment. Here's the science: prolonged eye contact sparks a surge of oxytocin, the bonding chemical, in her brain. But here's the kicker: it also creates arousal. The longer you hold her gaze, the faster her pulse starts to climb. She doesn't even know why she feels it, she just does. And when you finally break eye contact, do it on your terms. Look away slowly, like you decided the moment was over. That's power. That's control. That's the difference between a man who gets remembered and a man who gets forgotten. 10. Silence as a weapon. Most men can't stand silence. They panic, rush to fill every gap with pointless chatter, and in doing so, they expose their insecurity. But the rare man, the dangerous man, knows that silence is power. When you sit back, relax, and let the silence stretch, you're sending a message: I don't need to entertain you. I don't need to prove myself. I'm already enough. And that unnerves her, in a good way. Because suddenly, she's the one scrambling to fill the gap. She's the one chasing your attention. Silence flips the frame. It makes her wonder, What's he thinking? Why isn't he nervous? Why does he look so calm? That curiosity digs deep into her mind. It creates tension, and tension is the fuel of attraction. Here's the edge most men never get: silence makes your words heavier. When you finally speak after a pause, your words land with more weight. They cut deeper. And she listens more intently, because you're not just another man babbling for approval. You're the man who controls the tempo of the entire interaction. Silence isn't emptiness. It's dominance without words. 11. Touch that commands respect. Most men touch too soon, too soft, or too often. They fumble it, and it feels desperate. But controlled, deliberate touch, that's raw power. Here's the rule: every touch should feel intentional, not accidental. The way you guide her through a door with your hand on the small of her back. The way your hand lingers for just a second longer when you shake hers. The way you brush something off her shoulder, slow, confident, without hesitation. Touch is primal. It bypasses logic and slams straight into the nervous system. Done right, it triggers a rush of adrenaline and oxytocin, wiring her brain to associate your presence with comfort, safety, and yes, desire. But here's the secret: restraint is more powerful than overuse. Touch less, but with purpose. Make her crave the next one. Because when she starts noticing the absence of your touch, that's when you've truly got her hooked. Touch is not about affection, it's about frame control. Every contact says, I decide when, where, and how this happens. And trust me, she feels it. 12. Mystery, the drug she can't quit. Here's the harsh truth: most men overshare. They dump their entire life story on the table, hoping transparency will buy them attraction. It doesn't. In fact, it kills it. Attraction thrives on curiosity. On not knowing everything. On the unanswered questions that keep her mind circling back to you at 2 a.m. And that's exactly why mystery is a weapon, a drug she can't put down. When you don't give her every detail, when you let your answers hang just short of complete, you ignite her imagination. And her imagination will always be wilder, more intoxicating, and more dangerous than anything you could spoon-feed her. For example, when she asks, "So, what did you do last night?" The average man says, "I went out with my friends to this bar." Weak. Predictable. Forgettable. Instead, you say, "I had a good night. Let's just say it was interesting." Then you smile, pause, and switch the subject. Boom. You just planted a seed in her mind. Now she's replaying scenarios, wondering what you meant, craving answers you refuse to give. Here's the psychology: curiosity creates dopamine, the same chemical triggered by gambling or addictive games. The brain hates unfinished stories. When you keep a piece of yourself hidden, you make her brain obsessively chase the missing pieces. This doesn't mean being secretive or cold. It means controlling the flow of information. Reveal just enough to spark interest, then hold back. Mystery is like fire: you feed it too much and it dies, but feed it just enough and it burns endlessly. When you master mystery, she's no longer in control of her thoughts. You are. She won't just want to know you, she'll need to. 13. Confidence that's quiet, not loud, lethal. Most men mistake confidence for volume, loud jokes, bragging, aggressive flexing. That's fake bravado. The dangerous kind of confidence is quiet, immovable, and it terrifies everyone who comes up against it. Women feel this kind of confidence in their bones before they even know your name. Here's how you cultivate it and how you use it: like a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. 1. Move with intent. Every action should have purpose. Walk slower than everyone else when you enter a room, not sluggish, but deliberate. When you sit, place your hand where it belongs and don't fidget. When you speak, trim the fluff. Purposeful motion screams control. 2. Speak less, mean more. The man who's always talking is advertising insecurity. The man who speaks precisely, with low cadence and weight behind his words, commands attention. Use short, decisive sentences. Let pauses underline your points. Your silence will make her lean in. Your words will land like punches. 3. Own your mistakes and move on. Weak men hide or make excuses. Strong men own what happened, fix it, and don't relitigate it. Admitting a flaw without drama shows emotional maturity, and maturity is an aphrodisiac. She won't respect your perfection, she'll respect your composure. 4. Hold the frame calmly. When someone tries to bait you, don't take the hook. Calmly reframe the moment and move the conversation where you want it. This is social leadership, effortlessly steering the scene while everyone else scrambles. Women notice who holds the frame. They're drawn to it. 5. Physical posture equals emotional posture. Stand tall, shoulders back, chest open. Not cocky, unshakable. Your physical presence broadcasts that you're a man with standards, for yourself and for others. That projection is magnetic. 6. Make decisions and live with them. Decide the venue, the route, the next move, and own it. If it flops, fix it smoothly. Hesitation kills attraction, decisiveness fuels it. A woman wants a man who leads without needing approval at every step. 7. Calm in chaos. When plans fall apart, stay cool. Laugh, adapt, and create a new plan on the spot. When everyone else is panicking, you'll stand out like rock in a storm. She'll remember who kept his head. This is the confidence that doesn't brag. It's the one that gets results because it doesn't need validation. It's the quiet predator, energy measured, sovereign, and impossible to ignore. When you carry this, women won't just like you. They'll trust you instinctively. And trust is the threshold where desire becomes devotion.